Is it audible?
Yeah, now you are loud and clear. So we are meeting for the first time here. Would you mind sharing your brief introduction so we get to know each other?
Of course. So, my name is Rashmi, and I'm a professional teacher. I've completed my master's in English literature. Also, I have done my TEFL, so I'm also an international teacher, like teaching around the world from 3 to 4 years now. So there has been lots of different aspects in my life where I changed the field from being in the software, then in the aviation, and then I got into teaching. So yes, I'm new at English Yari. Like
Yes.
you might have seen that I've just joined,
Mhm.
and yes, so now this is about me. What about you?
So, ma'am, I'm intrigued to know about you. Why didn't you pursue your career as a cabin crew?
Because that time there was a recession, but later on I did, and then we were working there. But because of the recession, we had to leave that. And you might have seen that most of the airlines got closed at that particular time, and I had to finish my, education, and I wanted to get into something which is a long term. So it's not an easy task, of course, but later on in the life, I'll see if I get into airlines again.
Just because of recession, you switch your job, right?
Because of recession, yes, because that time they were laying off the cabin crew and it was not the right time to get in. So that's why.
Okay, that's great.
And what about you? Where are you from?
Yeah, let me introduce myself. My name is Kusum. I hail from Haryana. I hold a
Hmm.
MBA degree. Along with that, I have a diploma in software. I am
Okay,
currently a homemaker. I have two kids. I have a son and an infant daughter. That's all about me.
great, good. So are you working anywhere?
Not now.
Okay, so all right. So you have little children now and there's a responsibility. So good to know about you. And how many sessions have you completed so far on English, Yari?
I have taken many sessions, but number of session I don't remember vividly. I think more than 60, 70.
Okay, all right. So I think that today we are going to quickly start with the session now.
Ma'am,
And yes, so as I said, that today's lesson is like you can say the topic. It is about golden years, wisdom and wrinkles. Okay, so if I say that golden years, so what comes in your mind?
golden years means like years after retirement,
Hmm. Okay,
right?
it can be anything. Like it can mean years after retirement, or maybe the golden years of your life which you spent so far. So, what were the golden years of your life?
Okay, I think every phase of the life is a golden year. We should enjoy
Hmm.
every moment of our life, right? If we are enjoying, then it means they are golden years. When I used to be kid, then I enjoyed that phase of my life. Then I became a teenager. Then I enjoyed it. Then there was a transition from teenager to adolescence. Then I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
After that, I got married. Then I'm enjoying married life. Then I became a mother. So I think this is the best phase of my life.
Great. And I really appreciate that you're enjoying your married life and you're taking the hold of your responsibility like your children, isn't it? So, yes, this is a transition of your life. And also, talking about golden years, this can also mean wisdom and wrinkles. That means as you grow in your age, you start getting that maturity, you become more mature and you start getting a wisdom of responsibility. So that's what we are going to look into this. Like, instead, I'm going to give you a quote right now, which means like, instead of adding years to your life, add to your years. So I want you to explain that to me, which I'm going to paste in the chat box, all right? The quote that I have given to you. So I just want to know in your own words that what did you understand from that?
Okay, ma'am. Instead of adding years to your life, add life to your years.
Now this is a quote for golden years. So what do you think about it?
It means
Like,
life should be beautiful
hmm,
rather than long. If you have a short
Okay.
life, but you should enjoy every phase of life gracefully, right?
Yes.
So
So
we
instead of
should not have.
adding years, mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of if I'll have a life of 70 years, 70, 80 years, but I'm not happy with my life, then it is it doesn't mean we should add the years. Life should be, if life is short, but it is should be beautiful.
Happy. Yes, you should be
Mm,
happy. Whatever you
mm,
are living, you should be happy in that. But if you're not happy even after 70 years, that means you have not lived at all. This is what it
yeah.
means. And yes, I appreciate and I understand that the way you are explaining me is really good. So you did
Mm,
understand the quote very well. So golden
mm.
years is a term that helps us to describe old age in an optimistic way, right?
But golden age can be your childhood, it can be your like adolescence, and it could be anything. Why it is old age, golden years?
Yes, because you have lived your life, isn't it? And in old age, you're trying to celebrate like what you have achieved in your life. Like for example, now you're 30 years. Now, when there are different spans, when you become a teenager, that is 16 to 19, that's your teenage, right? So that is a particular period in your life. Then you grow and get into the point of 30, then you go into 60 and then 70 and 80, so that is a golden era, you can say. So golden years are celebrated when in the old age, because it's an optimistic way of saying, isn't it? Like how an opportunity that you got and you enjoyed your retirement, right? So right now you told me just now that you're enjoying your married life, right?
Mm,
So that is also a golden period. Okay,
mm,
you're enjoying your motherhood, that is a golden
mm,
period. But when you become old, you will remember
mm.
all this, right? So that becomes a golden age, right? So
Yes.
this is how we celebrate the golden years. Now, do you think that wisdom comes from growing old?
It is not necessarily wisdom comes with an age. Wisdom comes with an experience.
Good. I expected that answer from you. Yes, it is from experience and not only
Mm.
old age, right? So, have you met any youngsters uh, who you felt are wise?
I cannot recall right now.
Okay, but you may be seeing that in your children too, right? Because they are quite young.
Yeah, yeah.
How old are your kids? Can you mention?
My older one is going to turn 9 in December. He's mature than his age.
Yes, so you can use the term wise for him. According
Yeah.
to his age, sometimes you can see that they are more matured than their age, right? And
Yes.
even when in academics, their teacher may say that they are doing very well as per their age. Okay, so that
Mm-hmm.
is a wisdom. So,
Yeah.
does the thought of having wrinkles in old age bother you, or you would embrace them? What would you do?
Yeah, it will bother me, but I would embrace it because it is a phase of the life and everyone has to go through this situation. So we have
Hmm,
to accept. Mm.
right. That is
Mm.
a good answer, but also it sounds more diplomatic to me. So, how would you
Mm.
say it? Whether you would embrace it, or or would it bother you?
It would, yeah, I have mentioned it would bother me, but I have to accept that
You
everyone
have
will
to
be
accept
go through this situation, this
that. Hmm,
phase, so we have to accept it. Like
great.
if it is bothering a lot, then you can go for cosmetic surgery. If you can
Yes.
afford, so you can go for
So,
that.
would you go for cosmetic surgery if you
I
had
don't,
money?
yeah, if I had money, then definitely I would try.
Yes, but I think that naturally, the way we grow into old age, I think we should embrace whatever comes to us, right? Because
Yeah.
in cosmetic surgery, also, you might have seen that there are so many
I-
deficiencies, isn't it? You cannot get what you really want. Hmm?
Yeah, it has downsides as well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as you get older, what's one thing that you hope will never change about yourself? What is that one thing that will never change about yourself, even when you're old?
When I'll be old, I think nature will not change.
Hmm. Your nature
Nature
will
will
remain the
remain the
same.
same. I am straightforward personality. I always say the things in upfront manner. So I
That is
don't
a good.
think I would change. Yeah.
Okay. So don't you think that sometimes that our nature may change just because of the circumstances? Maybe if you're working in a different company, for example, if you're going in a company and you're not able to fit in, sometimes we feel that I may not fit in this group. Then would you like to change yourself or you'll remain the same?
I would try to change myself according to the circumstances, but I don't think it will be possible.
To
So if
change
it will
yourself entirely?
happen, yeah,
Great.
then I
And
will
I
change
think
it.
the same thing that we should not change because of someone else, right?
So, ma'am,
That
do you think nature changes
it
nature?
changes, it depends. See, now when the money is the main factor, okay, most of the people master money. Sometimes the money masters people. That is a saying, right? So most of the people change because of money. This is what I've
Yes,
seen.
yes,
Because when
yes,
they
I
become rich, okay, they take the money takes the character of the person. Okay, so if the person is a thief and if
mm,
he becomes a billionaire in a night, so
mm.
just imagine, do you think that he's going to use that money wisely or he's just going to be a spendthrift? What do you think?
I would be thankful, definitely.
Of course, because he is a thief, right? He is not going to use his mind, of course, and he's going
Mm,
to, that money is going to take the character of the person. So that is why money is only an is a source where people can change. This is what I think. Okay, so nature
mm,
changes, but it depends on very limited people who remain the same and be stable in their life. Okay,
yeah.
so now what are some activities that you're planning to do after retirement? Now, since you said that maybe right now you're not at work, but in future if you work, so what are your
Mm.
plans in your old age? Have you thought about it?
No, I haven't thought about it. I
Yes, but
don't think
anything comes in your mind?
no, I don't think so. I don't think I would be do some job or business in after retirement.
Okay. So you don't
Yeah.
want to do any kind of job after retirement, of course, but for having a happy life, we need to have something
And quality time
accumulate.
with my family,
Yes,
my children. Yeah. And I'll go
great.
for a trips, tours,
Wow, that's
religious
great. And
places.
that's a yes. Okay, so we are going to do one activity in which I'm going to give you some fill in the blanks. You can say some objectives kind of questions. So you have to add an appropriate word which goes with that sentence. Okay,
Mm.
so let me share the first one. Many older adults enjoy spending time with their who? Who do you think they would like to spend the time with?
With the family or
And I will
friends,
give you a hint also. The word starts with G.
grandchildren.
Yes, absolutely. They like to spend their time with grandchildren. Next, as people get older, they may experience some dash in their physical abilities. Okay, so the word starts with D,
Disabilities
decline.
decline.
Disabilities, yes, it may happen, but decline. There is a decline in their physical
Physical.
ability because, yes.
Yeah.
The next one is dash is a common health concern among the elderly people, causing joint pain and stiffness. And it starts with A. What is that common disease called?
Arthritis. Yeah.
Yes, so
Joint pain.
arthritis, yes,
Mm,
that is a joint pain. Okay,
mhm.
so now one more thing that I would like to ask you, there is an idiom. I want you to tell me what it means. Okay, so the first one is time marches on. Time marches on. What does this idiom mean?
Time marches on. Mm, I don't know.
Okay, so time marches on. Marches on means that this idiom means that the time does not stop for anyone, right? It keeps moving on. We cannot stop the time. So time marches on. You can say that I was thinking about yesterday and the time just flew away. And then I thought that time just marches on. right? You were just thinking about something. You were thinking about yesterday. What you can start the sentence with is, yesterday I was thinking that how did I pass my journey in this last 10 years? And then I
Mm,
told myself that time just marches on. This is how you can use the idiom. All right.
mm.
Next one is age before beauty.
Age before beauty.
Hmm.
When you are young, then you look beautiful, but after a certain age, you get older, you get wrinkles. I
Hmm.
think, am I
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah, so age before beauty means that elderly people should be given priority over younger ones.
Mm,
And that's the sign of respect, right? So most of the people think that people become old, so we don't have to bother about them. But we should bother more about old people than the young people. Okay, so how would you
yeah,
use that in a sentence? Age before beauty.
age before beauty. I don't know.
It's very simple. You can just use it like, if there is an old person waiting behind you in a queue, you're standing in a queue and he's waiting behind, then allow them to go first, because age before beauty. You can first take an example and then you can add the idiom in the later part. This is how we can use it. Okay.